All right, Nigerians, do you know, are you aware, do you know that very soon that Nigeria is about to be turned to a one-party system of government? Nigeria, which is the only party will be standing, will be APC. How is this thing going to happen? I never knew anything. I never know anything. A lot of us don't know what is happening in Nigeria. A very serious thing is happening in Nigeria, more than the arrest, more than very dark man and B-Lord matter. A very serious thing that is going to affect your future, your children, and your generation. Now they happen for Nigeria. How does this one take happen? Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has used the Inec chairman, the new Inec chairman, Amupitan, to fight against the opposition party. Now, the INEC chairman now has derecognized ADC as a party that will be contesting for the 2027 election. So therefore, now it is leaving just only one party to stand, which is APC. Just as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu frustrated Labour Party and frustrated PDP, now it has now come to use the strategy. It has now come to use the strategy of using the INEC chairman to amputate the only opposing party, which is ADC, and which the INEC chairman has already recognized and has already recognized APC, has already recognized ADC. They recognize ADC as an opposing party come 2027 election. How did this happen? Now English and they use can they deceive all of us for year. INEC chairman now is saying that David Mark, that ADC have no leader. And so therefore, since they have no leader, that their leader has already resigned. Now, so therefore, because of that nothing like ADC as a party. If this is the same system wey Buhari carry in the time of 2023 election, and you should say Labour Party would have become an opposition party. Now let us go now to status quo ante. Now English they deceive us. They say this country, the party does not have a status quo ante. What is status quo ante? Status quo ante is the situation of the previous situation of the party before the time of hostility. Now the previous situation of the party ADC, since the INEC chairman said the ADC does not have a party, does not have a leader, that their leader has already resigned. Now what is the status quo ante? The previous situation wasn't a leader, yes or no, there was a leader before the time of hostility, according to the English wey una dey use. Now I have two questions wey I wan ask Amupitan, the new INEC chairman. Number one question, Amupitan, when did it become your responsibility to interpret the law of the Supreme Court? When did it become your responsibility to interpret the law of the Supreme Court? Are you not going to leave the court to interpret their law? Number one. Now, number two question, Amupitan, when did it become the responsibility of the INEC chairman to choose and determine the leader of a political party? That is the number two question I have to ask you, Amupitan. This is not power, this is not system to take comot ADC, so that on the time of 2027 election it will be only APC that will be standing, and there's never a time in Nigeria where Nigeria practice only one system of government. It is never possible. Nigerians are not going to sit down like this. They watch how democracy will be demoralized. Nigerians, are you people going to sit down like this and watch how democracy will be crippled and assassinated in our own very eyes, in Nigeria? Nigerians, this is time we will all stand up together and say no and protest for a better Nigeria, because enough is enough. We're not in a country Nigeria is not a country where we practice autocratic system of government, where the president decide and final anything that happens in the country. So let us rise and let us change Nigeria. So as I bring this matter to honor, for those of us who never hear the story, make all of us say the story. We're going to say something they happen for Nigeria.